but he's notable to us because a fierce animosity toward the Jewish state has characterized his entire time in public life. As a state assemblyman in Albany, where he sponsored legislation that would have prohibited New Yorkers from making charitable donations to nonprofits in Israel doing life-saving work. Now, he promises to pursue the discriminatory boycott divestment campaign against Israel and make it impossible for New Yorkers to do business with the Jewish state. Again, he's refused to condemn phrases like globalize the Intifada. And he surrounded himself with people who are notorious for their anti-Semitism. So considering his track record, the people around him, the ideas that he has pursued, yes, we have concern.
He said that he has good reason to not trust Mamdani when it comes to this issue. And one of the only things he mentioned is that when Mamdani was in the state assembly, he sponsored a bill that, according to Greenblatt, would block New Yorkers from giving to New York charities that were doing life-saving work over in Israel. Now you think, wow, that is pretty bad. He must, really hate people who save lives in Israel. What an awful person. If you look at the actual bill, and I'll post the actual text of it, it bans New York charities from sending money for illegal settlement activity. If the settlement activity in the West Bank and East Jerusalem is illegal under international law, then you cannot get a state tax break to fund that activity. It bars support for activities including murder, expropriation of property, etc. You want to send money to a charity in Israel that's not doing that stuff? You would be fine to do that under Mamdani's legislation. So previously, Greenblatt got in trouble because he said that one reason he doesn't like Mamdani is that Mamdani had never visited a synagogue. Turned out that was a lie many times over, and so he had to correct himself. So again, he puts out another video in response to a bad article in the New York Times, and he can't go more than 45 seconds without basing it on another lie.
I'm excited to announce that my colleague Ryan Grimm and I are launching a new non-aligned news organization. It's called Dropsite News. You can find us at dropsitenews.com. We intend to focus on American politics and on American wars all across the world. We'll also be covering international news and working with networks of reporters on the ground in a variety of countries. We are extremely excited to launch this new news organization, but we can't do it without your support. This is going to be a grassroots effort. So let your friends, your colleagues, your family, even your foes know dropsitenews.com is now a news organization that is going to take big swings at powerful people. We also have a plan to make it a sustainable, lean operation. Look, we know that it is insane to launch a new news organization in the heat of summer. We agree, but the news cycle doesn't rest. Gaza is being rampaged, ravaged, burned in a genocidal war being facilitated by the United States. The only man standing right now between Donald Trump and a return to the White House is a guy who, in between his afternoon naps, is facilitating that Israeli genocide in Gaza. The stakes across the world for basic freedom and democratic principles have never been higher. That's why we're creating Dropsite News. That's why we're launching it right now in the middle of summer. We already have several stories in the pipeline, and we have big plans for the coming months and years. Join us at dropsitenews.com. We are going to be accountable to you, to our readers, to our listeners, to our viewers. We are a people-powered organization. We are going to build this from the ground up, and we can't do it without your support. Join us at dropsitenews.com.